Hi folks, welcome to Hiking Adventures. I'm your host, Allain, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about the basics of hiking. We'll talk about the gear and equipment that you need to have a safe hike. We'll discuss how to plan the hike and how to make sure that you have a safe and enjoyable trip. Here we have a fallen tree, which you're going to encounter on many hikes. What you want to watch out for is a tree that's in the middle of your trail that could be slippery or could be hazardous to trip on. Always make sure to walk over the tree instead of on the tree. Now we've come to a very large pile of debris in the middle of the trail. There are two options you have here. If you can see clear through to the trail that you need to be on, and you can go around the pile of debris easy enough, that's your best choice. If you can't see through the brush, it's probably best to turn around and take another route, as you don't want to try breaking through and possibly hurting yourselves, poking an eye, or getting injured. Just within one hike, it's possible that you'll encounter various different types of terrain. Right now, we're in an area with tree cover where our footing is mostly dirt, sticks, leaves, pine needles, and you also may run into some rocks and especially tree roots you want to be careful for. Then, you could encounter a trail where there's very light tree cover and your footing is mostly packed dirt with gravel. These trails are generally well maintained and very safe to walk on. Now it's time to talk about trip planning. There's one simple way to make sure that you have everything you need when you start a hike. If you can remember the 5 W's, who, what, where, why, and when, you'll be all set. Who refers to who is going to be going on the hike. Is it just yourself? Is it a group of 2, 3, 4 friends? Make sure that someone back at home knows everyone who's on the trip. What refers to the things you need to bring with you on the hike. If you need backpacks, supplies, emergency devices, first aid kits, or if you're camping, you might need food, water, some form of shelter, and plus all your gear. Where is quite self-explanatory. It's talking about where you're going on the hike. Are you going into your backyard, in the woods, maybe into a mountain or a stream? Why is the reason why you're going on the hike. Is it simply for exercise? Or maybe going to a stream for fishing? Or it could be for camping as well. And then when is the time that you leave for the hike and the time that you get back? Again, make sure someone at home knows when you're leaving and when your planned time of return is. Now it's time for gear talk. There's many things that you need on a hike. One of the most important things is something to carry all your gear in. Here we have a nice hiking backpack with comfortable straps that not only allow you to walk a long time in the warm weather without being uncomfortable, they also are comfortable to wear around your waist and your shoulders and your upper body here. The first thing that I want to talk about is a little bit of rain or adverse weather protection. This item, commonly called a windbreaker or a shell, is very important to have even if you leave for a hike on a sunny day. You never know what the weather is going to turn out like, and you want to make sure that if you have some light rain or mist or even a little bit of wind, that you're not caught without being prepared. Next, we have a safety device. Simple, but very effective. The whistle is important to have because if you're ever in an emergency situation where rescue or other personnel are looking for you, you blow the whistle 3 times in a row, and that's a standard emergency signal, so they'll know where to get you and how to find you. Next, we're going to talk about footwear. So, we have a long wool sock and then a liner. What you do with the liner is you put this on your foot first and then put on the wool sock. And the liner, being the material it's made out of, prevents friction when you're hiking and allows your foot to slide through the wool comfortably so you won't have blisters at the end of the day. Now, a couple examples of some footwear that you might use for hiking. For a very light hike with mostly grass or just some gravel like we saw before, a pair of sneakers would be okay. As long as you're not going to run into a lot of water or snow or any roots or trees or anything like that, this would be okay. Then, for a hike where you're going to have worse terrain, you want to wear some sort of a leather hiking shoe or hiking boot. This one is an ankle-high model, but it laces all the way up from top to bottom so you can get a nice tight fit on your foot, making sure that if you go over any roots or rocks, you won't twist your ankle. It has a little bit of side-to-side support. And also, I've treated the leather with a special water repellent agent so that when my shoes do get wet, the water doesn't soak through to the feet. A very important tool to have on any hike is a compass. Along with your trail map, you can use the compass to figure out which direction you're going on the trail, either north, south, east, or west. Also, if you ever find yourself lost and off of the trail, make sure to stop, stay where you are, take out your compass and your trail map, and start heading back in the direction of the trail. When using a compass to navigate, you always want to pick an object in the forest or the trail to walk towards. Then walk towards it, and once you get there, pick the next object to move towards. Looks like we've reached the end of Hiking Adventures episode for today. I hope you've learned some good tips and ideas and ways to plan your hike so that you have the most enjoyable and safe experience possible. Until next time, remember to keep your feet on the trail.